We're in Psalm 10 today and begins with a very bold question. The question's asked of God, "Why, O Lord," right at the beginning, verse 1, "do you stand far away? Why do you hide yourself in times of trouble?" That's not only a big question, that's a big accusation. It reminds me of Psalm 73, which is one of the most famous psalms where the psalmist is asking all these big questions, believing that injustice is reigning and God seems absent until later on in the psalm. And we find the same here. Sometimes I think we need to express things, don't we? To really try and help convince ourselves as to what actually is going on. And there isn't anything wrong in talking to God like this when we are confused, as long as it's done reverently and from a sincere heart. I don't know if you've seen some of those detective programs. As they're getting towards finding out who the culprit is, they're surrounded by their minions, and often later on they're in front of who all the possible suspects are, and they're talking out aloud and they're saying this, that, the other, and eventually it's dawning on them, this is what's right. And I think that's what was going on here with the psalmist, because as he speaks about what he thinks is perceived injustice and God's absence, he realizes that's not the case at all. Because this is his conclusion from verse 14 onwards. He says there, "But you, O God, you do see trouble and grief. You consider it to take it in hand. The victim commits themselves to you. You are the helper of the fatherless. You hear," verse 17, "the desire of the afflicted. You encourage them. You listen to their cry." At times we can be tempted to doubt God and his presence and help with us. But it's when we seek his face truly. It's when we realize God has not gone anywhere. It's just our understanding of the situation has been a bit skewed. But when we look closely, we know that he's not gone at all. He sees and he hears, and he's ready to help in an instant.